Hello Autobots and Decepticons, my name is Somongri and today I'm bringing you some Fall of Cybertron multiplayer action. Booyah baby! And I'm gonna get right into it after a few quick notes. All the links for the sources will be in the description below. All the gameplay is taken from 2012 Comic-Con. So thank you Comic-Con for the awesome gameplay. And right now there is no game sound because these clips do not have game sound behind them. But later on we will get the game sound in behind so you guys can hear what this awesome game sounds like. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about some news right away, and then I'm going to be breaking down a little bit of the customization that was shown, and then we're going to go into some gameplay and compare it to the old Transformers War for Cybertron. So I'm excited. Let's get to it. First thing on the news agenda, Dinobots and Insecticons will be in multiplayer and escalation. Yes, you heard it right. It was announced there will be Dinobots and Insecticons in multiplayer, just not right away. It will be in a DLC down the road. They got it to work in there, so that is just awesome news. I cannot wait. I'm wondering how that will be done, if it will be a 5th class, or how High Moon Studios will get to that. So I'm pretty excited. And a couple technical news that I want to get out of the way right away is host migration. That will be included, so no longer will you be on that awesome killing spree. The host quits and the game ends. The host will now move over to someone else. And the second thing is I have not seen double jump, so as of right now I'm going to go ahead and conclude there is no double jump in Fall of Cybertron. And some quick notes about the gameplay that I'm showing right now. I want you guys to pay attention to the gun bar on the lower right because that will not be shown later on. I needed room to show War for Cybertron footage as well. And I also want you to guys look at the brightness on these maps currently. So let's jump into the customization. First off, you have the Infiltrator, Destroyer, Titan, and Scientist. They are the same classes as before, just with different names. And we jump in here all maxed out at levels, and notice the money on the top left corner. You can spend all your money on whatever is on the right side. Right now we are looking at the guns, the loadouts, and then we'll jump into the armor, and notice behind it there is a section for personality. Right now we are looking at the Infiltrator or the Scout class, and we're running through a couple different heads. Notice how everything has a price, and there's some pretty cool pieces to this part. And you can also select the chest, which looks to control what vehicle form you will be. And a couple few notes that I noticed from this is that you will be able to pick a helicopter in your scientist form, which is pretty crazy. And also in the personality, I have heard that you will be able to customize his voice, which will be pretty awesome. And also I'm guessing they did not show everything in here since this is just the first build and what they are showing off at Comic-Con. So I'm excited to see what else is included in on the customization when we do get our hands on it. Alright, let's talk about multiplayer. On the left side you will see Fall of Cybertron. On the right side there will be War for Cybertron for comparison purposes. Right now I am displaying the Scientist class. If you don't know who that is, it is the jet, the high flyer. And notice how the HUD has changed. In the old War for Cybertron, we have our abilities and everything listed on the top. And in Fall of Cybertron, we have our abilities on the right, along with the ammo, and then our health on the lower left. So the HUD has changed around quite a bit, which shouldn't affect the gameplay too much. But the Scientist, he's brought in closer along with every other character. And also they have used the burst rifle in this gameplay, and I'm using the burst rifle in my War for Cybertron footage down there as well. And you will see the difference between the guns. The sound is quite different. You won't notice any different sounds. You can go back on some of my other videos if you're interested to hear some War for Cybertron sound. But you notice when we were scoped in with the burst rifle in Fall of Cybertron, we did see displays on the left and the right. And currently this Scientist is using a sentry for his one ability. All we seem to get is one ability in Fall of Cybertron. There will be another use of the other bumper, which will be a dash, or if you hold it down it will let you sprint, which will be shown later in the gameplay. And here we are in vehicle form. I did not see the Scientist do any sort of barrel roll, which you could do before. And here is something interesting. There's an ultra power core. I'm not exactly sure what this did, but he did pick it up and it caused this aura around ourselves. So I don't know exactly how that will affect the gameplay, or if that has something to do with kind of the new overshield style. And also, we did just see the Scientist do a dash to the left and the right, which turned out to be a barrel roll for that Scientist, so that's interesting. And now here we got Jazz, And Jazz, I showed the sprint instantly. The sprint I heard was a little bit hard to control around corners, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because then you cannot sprint like crazy everywhere and stop objective games quickly. And also, notice the scientist healing Jazz. One of the scientist's new ability is to heal their other teammates. I don't know if it heals themselves or not, but it is a healing ability. So instead of a null or a healing ray, an energon repair ray, you will have an ability. And notice Jazz does look really similar, except for he looks a lot bigger in Fall of Cybertron. The characters, because of the zoom in on the camera, look enormous. But overall, I think Jazz looks pretty similar for a scout. Pretty much the same layout in his body, just a closer view. And then notice his ability is a grenade, and he did pick up a 3 kill streak there, but there was no kill streak awarded, if that makes sense. There was no ammo beacon, there was no Omega missile, nothing like that awarded in these demos. So we are yet to see if that will be included with the game when it comes out on release. And now next I'm showing the soldier here. I got the same soldier going on here. I believe the scatter shot like form. It's obviously a customized character, but it's a pretty close replica to what I'm showing down there. And I love the new transformation of the tank. And it looks to be that the tank's cannon will not cause as great of damage. I've noticed that in this game or in these gameplays that I've seen, which I am not showing all of them, but I noticed it takes a lot more to kill the person than before, which is good because it will require more skill in order to defeat somebody. And notice how everything, oh wait, hold on one second, we got the pause menu here. I wanted to show you guys this. This is what you'll do to change classes. And then lastly, we will have the leader or the destroyer. And before, I'm sorry, the soldier, I was calling him soldier, he was called the Titan. But anyways, we got the leader here, and I picked a map with the leader on the same map. We are on Complex here. I want to talk about the map a little bit. Notice how dark it is. I'm not sure if the brightness on the TV was off, but before we noticed that the brightness was a lot brighter in the previous gameplays to start this video out. So I'm not sure if it's going to be dark like this, but it's a lot darker than War for Cybertron, and that kind of worries me a little bit because I like it being a little bit brighter. Even War for Cybertron down there looks a lot brighter and a lot smoother down there, in my opinion, than how dark this is. So I'm guessing, and I'm hoping this is just a setting issue. And then, also one other thing that I didn't, well, here's the leader's shield, and you can shoot through that as the leader when you put down that, which is pretty crazy because that will give you a huge advantage on your opponent using that barrier. And another thing that I wanted to mention on, I'm going to go over here, you guys. I'll put some images up. Another thing that I wanted to mention was the deaths in this game look a lot cooler. I noticed Autobots and Decepticons both bursting into flames or just exploding, or there was different deaths as well where they blow into different pieces, which was cool. And I was kind of hoping to get a better feel of the abilities for each class, but I didn't really sense that. I got to see 2 scientist ones, which was his sentry gun and his healing power. I got to see I got to see 2 scout ones. One was an EMP grenade, and the other one was some sort of disguise, I believe. I wasn't too sure on what that was, but that was shown in the beginning of this video. And I also noticed that the grenades, obviously the EMP grenades, are now used as an ability. So if you want to use a grenade, it looks like it will take up an ability spot. So that is kind of interesting. And then the leader thing that I saw was that barrier. And that seems kind of overpowered almost to me. It's kind of like an armor lock in Halo. It totally covers you. It lets you shoot through it at your opponent. So your opponent has to take cover in that situation. So we'll see how that fares in the game when it actually comes out. Another thing I noticed is not too many people use the switching of the hands ability, so I'm not too sure if that was because they just weren't used to it yet, or because it just wasn't necessary. So I'm not really too sure if that will be overpowered or not, because you will be able to corner shoot a little bit better with that ability. And also at the end I did show Complex versus the Complex map. It was an old remake of Transformers War for Cybertron map. We are getting 10 maps, including some remakes, I believe, to start the game, which is very, very nice. And I'm sorry that I'm kind of jumping all over the place here, but I want to make sure I do not miss anything. Oh yeah, we saw the Soldier's Whirlwind, which didn't look as strong as before, and the Whirlwind looks like a very good ability in this game, with there only being one ability. but you can still pretty much get away from it at any time, I believe, with the new dash or the barrel roll if you're smart about it. So I don't want to jump to any conclusions with this gameplay or anything because I myself did not get my hands on it, and in order to make good judgment you need at least 10 hours of gameplay. You cannot just watch a gameplay, but I thought it'd be interesting to throw up a comparison to what I saw and kind of get your guys' thoughts on it as well. So remember to let me know what you guys think about all the new footage shown in the comments below, and let's use the like and the dislike bar as kind of a rating. Let me know if you liked what you saw for Fall Cybertron, and if you didn't like what you saw, leave a dislike. I won't have any hurt feelings over the video. Let's use it as a rating so that we can find out what everybody else is thinking. And also remember to subscribe for more Transformers. Have a good day, everyone.